WNBA referees, man. There has been a lot of conversations this past season in regards to the commissioner, the referees, and the injuries.
Something's been off this entire WNBA season. You can feel it, even if you can't quite explain it. The missed fouls, the no calls, the confusion that leaves entire crowds gasping in disbelief. And not just once or twice, but game after game. Commentators stumble mid-sentence, fans throw their hands up, and social media explodes every night with the same question. What is going on with WNBA officiating?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. Yep. Don't be surprised.
Well, now we might finally have an answer. And if what insiders are claiming is true, it's not just bad refereeing. It's something much deeper. Something that could shake the league to its very core. Because for the first time in WNBA history, multiple referees have reportedly testified under oath, and the name that keeps surfacing in their statements is one that no one expected to see in this kind of scandal. Commissioner Cathy Engelbert herself. Now, before you dismiss this as another internet rumor, take a breath. This isn't gossip. This isn't clickbait. This is a developing crisis, one that insiders are calling the biggest internal reckoning women's basketball has ever faced. And somehow, right at the heart of it all, stands a rookie who never asked for any of this. Caitlin Clark, the player who changed everything. Viewership, ticket sales, sponsorships, cultural relevance. The player whose rise was supposed to be the league's greatest success story. Instead, her name is now tangled in whispers of favoritism, manipulation, and something much darker: narrative control. To understand how we got here, you have to go back to the start of the season, when the league was riding higher than ever. Every arena Caitlin stepped into sold out in minutes. Her games shattered attendance records. Networks fought for broadcast rights. Merch flew off shelves so fast that team stores couldn't keep up. The WNBA finally had its breakout moment, until something strange began happening on the court. The games got tougher, the hits got harder, and the whistles got quieter. At first, fans brushed it off as rookie hazing. After all, every newcomer takes some bumps before earning respect. But this wasn't normal. It wasn't subtle either. Every time Caitlin drove to the basket, she was hammered with contact. No call. Every time she tried to find space, she was shoved, elbowed, grabbed, nothing. And slowly, a chilling realization started to spread across the fan base. This didn't look like oversight anymore. It looked deliberate. Then came the leak. A quiet internal review, buried inside what the league called a performance evaluation of referees, suddenly exploded into public view. Several referees brought in for questioning reportedly admitted something that left even veteran officials stunned. They had been told to manage optics on the court. Think about that phrase for a second. Manage optics. It sounds harmless, almost corporate, until you realize what it really means. Make games look balanced, make them entertaining, keep the league image clean, even if that means bending fairness. According to one referee's alleged statement, the directive was clear: protect the product. But what happens when the product you're protecting isn't the sport itself, but the illusion of control? That's where things turned sinister. Because when that phrase leaked, protect the product, it wasn't just a memo. It was an admission that every whistle might have been guided by something more than judgment. That fairness could have been replaced by branding. And in the middle of that equation stood one name: Cathy Engelbert. Now, Engelbert is not a traditional basketball commissioner. She came from Deloitte, the world of corporate image making and public relations, not locker rooms and playbooks. Her leadership has always been about perception, sponsorship, partnerships, and expansion. And to be fair, under her, the WNBA did grow. But growth built on manipulation is like a skyscraper built on sand. It looks stable until the first tremor hits, and this right here is that tremor. Because if the testimonies are even partially true, if referees were influenced directly or indirectly to shape how games looked, that's not just unethical, that's illegal. Meanwhile, players across the league began to feel the ripple effects. Caitlin Clark, quiet and focused, kept her head down and let her performance speak for itself, dropping 30 points one night, breaking records the next. But others weren't so calm. Stars like Aja Wilson and Angel Reese started making noise, voicing frustrations that many saw as shade toward the golden rookie. "Some of us had to grind for years for this kind of respect," Wilson said in one interview. "Now it feels like others get it overnight." The internet split instantly. Some called her jealous, others called her brave. Then Angel Reese poured fuel on the fire with a cryptic post. "Now y'all finally seeing how this league really works." At the time, it seemed like typical player drama, until the referee leaks connected the dots. Suddenly, those cryptic comments didn't sound bitter. They sounded like warnings. Maybe these players had seen the game from angles the public never would. Maybe they knew the system was being steered. Through all of it, Commissioner Engelbert remained silent. No press conferences, no statements, nothing. Just a wall of PR silence, which only made things worse. Because silence in the face of scandal doesn't calm the storm. It feeds it. Reports from inside the league offices later claimed Engelbert held emergency meetings with select executives to discuss narrative control. Think about that. Not damage control. Narrative control. The focus wasn't on fixing the problem, it was on shaping what people believed the problem was. But by then, it was too late. Once the word testify hit the internet, the story had escaped containment. Major sports commentators began weighing in. Stephen A. Smith publicly stated, "If this is true, it's a stain on the game, period." Other analysts called it the WNBA's Donaghy moment, referencing the infamous NBA referee caught fixing games in the 2000s. Fans demanded accountability. Sponsors quietly expressed concern. And what started as whispers about bad officiating became a full-blown integrity crisis. The league's attempt to protect its brand had backfired spectacularly. In trying to keep games balanced, they'd tipped the scale so far that every future call would now be under a microscope. Behind the scenes, more reports emerged. Referees lawyered up. Some were allegedly re-interviewed by investigators. Insiders claimed that multiple brands were reviewing their partnerships with the league pending the investigation's outcome. Corporate language for "we might pull out if this gets worse." For a league already fighting for recognition, that's not just bad PR, that's an existential threat. But in the middle of all that chaos, Caitlin Clark kept doing what she's always done. Showing up, performing, ignoring the noise. Game after game, she played like someone who refused to be broken by politics. And in a strange twist of irony, the more they tried to control the narrative, the more they strengthened hers. Fans who once watched for entertainment started watching for justice. Every time Caitlin got fouled and didn't get a call, the crowd roared louder. It wasn't just basketball anymore, it was symbolic. It was about fairness, integrity, and truth. And that's when the story transcended sports entirely. It became about something larger. The age-old battle between power and principle. Between those who shape perception and those who expose it. Because if even one official's testimony holds true, if even one directive was given to alter gameplay, it means the WNBA's leadership wasn't managing a league. They were managing an illusion. The question now isn't whether this happened. The question is how deep it goes. Will this spark federal investigation into sports manipulation? It's possible. Remember, in professional sports, influencing officiating decisions isn't a PR mistake. It's a federal crime. The law is clear. And the parallels to the NBA's gambling scandal are impossible to ignore. The difference is that this time, it's not about one rogue referee, it's about the system itself. As the investigation expands, pressure is mounting on Engelbert. Insiders claim even the Board of Governors has started private discussions about leadership accountability. Sponsors are demanding transparency clauses in their contracts. And the fans, the heartbeat of the league, are furious. Once trust is broken, no amount of rebranding can fix it. Still, amidst all the chaos, there's one undeniable truth. Caitlin Clark changed everything. She didn't just bring in money or viewers, she brought a mirror, one that reflected the league's best and worst sides. Her rise revealed how power reacts when it feels threatened, and perhaps that's why the league tried so hard to control her, because she represented something they couldn't script.